unbelievable! But this feels very, very dangerous now! When the wind pauses, I'm gonna work my way down! The quicker I get down, the better! This is absolutely ridiculous!
Man has always battled nature in a bid to conquer it. I'm explorer Ed Staford, and I've put myself through extreme tests of endurance and isolation to become a survival expert. But surviving on my own, in the middle of nowhere, with just a camera, has become well within my comfort zone.
That was easy.
I want to evolve, to take things a step further and find out
What I'm really made of.
So I've decided to go up against the world's toughest survivalists.
Good luck, Ed. You'll need it.
If you're not ready, you'll get taken out.
A head-to-head race over miles of hostile terrain in a bid to prove to myself that I am top of my game.
This is becoming a sprint!
It's not about beating my chest. It's about taking my skill set to the next level. In the most authentic, realistic survival challenge possible. This time, I test my skills against bushcraft master Metu Grejamu.
Deep in the vast and unforgiving Gobi Desert.
That was tough.
Located in the heart of central Mongolia.
It's barren, it's vast. There's no fudging your skills. You have to make it count. And if you don't, you're not going to get through a journey like this. So you're going to die.
I think I'm up against probably one of the strongest competitors so far. I know that Matt's skill level is really high, so I'm going to have to massively up my game in order to compete with him. Matt Graham, how are you?
Pleasure to meet you.
And you, and you. Nice vest, mate. Didn't knit it yourself.
I did, yeah, you like that work.
Matt's a bushcraft expert. He looks the part. He's dressed head to toe in sort of very authentic bushcraft clothes. He's an ultra-marathon runner, and in the Gobi Desert, clearly the scale of everything is fairly ultra.
I enjoy the running because it's just a good way to see the land and cover some miles. With Ed, he just throws himself in the lion's den and goes for it. My approach maybe is a little bit different. Even though I'm a runner, and with the hunter-gatherer and the survival stuff, I'm very methodical.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
OK, guys, here's the playground. You need to head off due north from your drop-off location.
I've asked my old friend Woody to design a course that will push both of us to the limits of our abilities. After a distinguished career training elite soldiers to operate in hostile environments, Woody knows a thing or two about survival.
You're going to be dropped off up in the south in the mountains, yeah?
The guy's mission is to get down out of those mountains and cross this massive step. They then need to hit the Gobi Desert. Due north of that is the salt pan. They hit that, that's where I'll be meeting them. That is their exfil.
This step that you're going to cross is absolutely barren. All your resources are here around your drop-off points in the mountains. You need to collect and gather enough resources to survive a desert crossing. OK, you get caught out in the middle of here with no water, it's endgame.
What are the big dangers you think we're going to face here?
You're starting at quite high, about 2,500 to 3,000 metres. There will be snow still on the top. You're going to drop down where it's going to be blisteringly hot, and then you're going to get into the sand dunes.
So potentially hypothermia and heat exhaustion, all possibilities.
All good fun. This area has everything that Mongolia has to offer in terms of wildlife. You're going to get ibex, you're going to get Bactrian camels, there are wolves out there.
Is this what you do every week?
Yes, it's my day job.
The guys will be travelling 100 kilometres with nothing but a knife and the clothes on their backs. We've got vast distances, unrelenting environment, unpredictable weather. That all said, given the guys' skill sets, I am expecting them to do it within a week.
What sort of distances do you run?
Sometimes just 65 miles a day.
So why did you do that?
Because I got to screw loose.
If there's a chink to Matt's armour, it may be that he is too laid back, that he's got too much of a sort of Californian outlook on life. And I'm ex-military, I'm British Army, and I'm efficient.
Matt, you'll be going east into your valley. Ed, you'll be going west out into your valley.
Right, I'm going.
And going up against one of the fittest and best survival gurus in the world. and to boot a long-distance runner, Ed is most definitely the underdog.
Okay, I just want to make as much distance as I can. My motivation is to grow as a person and to pit myself against Metu Grejamu with his skill level in the Gobi Desert. I don't think it could get much more tough than that.
There's quite a strong weather front coming in. It's only at 3,000 metres. You know, you get wet up there with the wind, that could literally be fatal.
My hat is blowing off. The rain is sweeping up over the hillside, but also down on the plain. There's a sandstorm sweeping across. It's hypothermia territory. I need to get down into the valley fast. Okay, let's move.
Gotta put on a poncho right now. It's pretty cold right now. It's like borderline freezing, sleeting, snowing rain, and this very well could turn into snow. So I'm gonna have to definitely find shelter, get a fire going. Right now, I'm just heading down, shooting for that spot where these two valleys are merging together.
All of this rock is very loose underfoot, and I wouldn't normally take such a risk coming down so fast, but I'm being stuck on this hillside in a snow or hailstorm does not sound appealing.
But there are 101 ways to kill yourself in these mountains. One slip, one fall up there could be fatal.
Whoa. Task 1 is to get out of the hypothermia danger zone. Task 2 is to consolidate in the valley bottom. And task 3 is to beat Metu Grejamu. There's ice ahead of me and snow. Whoa! Whoa! That was close. Okay, I need to find another way down. I'm down to the valley bottom now. My risk of hypothermia goes down now.
Both Matt and Ed really need to be thinking about their survival priority once you get into the Gobi Desert. There is nothing. So my game plan on this would be consolidating and getting my stuff together before I left the sort of security of the mountains.
Finally, the valley. This is nice. I'm seeing fresh water. And I feel like even though this is a race, it actually makes sense to stop. The weather's still coming in. It could get worse. Take a little bit of time and do a little bit of a shelter here. Need to find a few of these, and I can hook them all together there and start forming the structure. Gotta get things done. It's no lollygagging on this one. Yeah, if I can get the shelter up, get some fire, and then start consolidating, building some tools I need to make that big journey across, would be ideal.
Now that I'm out of the danger zone from hypothermia, what I am going to do is just set a couple of traps, see if I can start acquiring those resources that I need in order to push out across the steppe and into the sand dunes. I'm just looking up above me, and there's a bird of prey, and it's made me realise the animals, they're going to be up there, and needs to be where the marmot holes are, where the ground squirrels are, so I need to go on a little scout. I don't really want to be climbing hills again and wasting energy. However, it's not a waste of energy if I can trap some animals. I'm 100% dead if I fall. I'm not sure this is a good idea. But my legs are trembling. Okay, calm down, Ed. Calm down. Take this nice and steady, mate. One more. Push. And I'm out. I'm way above the valley floor below me now. All of this territory is definitely marmot territory, ground squirrel territory.
I think I'm gonna do like a little bit of a conical shelter here just to make sure I'm out of any heavy rain that can come down. This rain is actually more dangerous because it could just make everything wet, including me, and then it could freeze and start to snow, and that's even worse. But all these have got to lock in together. I'm gonna do a little bit of a tripod, and then I'm gonna build off that. So right now I'm just carefully just weaving it and twining it in any way it looks good that's gonna support itself. Okay, so this is pretty good for the general framework. At this point, I just need to get some cover on it. And around here, there's so much spruce boughs. And then when I get hungry, I can actually eat my house. These have vitamin C, antioxidants, good nutrients. It's really good stuff. Sometimes a big mistake in survival is just to go a little bit reckless, but stopping here, really making sure I've got the key elements dialed in before I tackle the flats, which really is fire, water, shelter, food. If I can keep taking care of those while I'm traveling across, survival's easy.
That is a proper little cave. That will provide an animal a proper cover for the night. I'm gonna set my first snare here. There's willow everywhere. Willow have nice, sinuous roots. I'm just gonna dig up some roots, make some basic snares. Okay. All I'm doing is an overhand knot and then putting the root back through the knot. And I've got a noose. What I'm going to do first is make a little wall. Then in the middle, I'm going to put my snare. The only entrance now is through that hole.
If this race was 4 or 5 days, I could probably just run through it and forage. But we don't know how long it is. I think getting a hunting tool right now is imperative. I'm going to actually make that little dart. It's going to be a world-class primitive hunting tool. We've got records that go back 12,000 plus years, and it was used during the time that woolly mammoths roamed the earth. Basically, I'm trying to make this super long arrow. It's about 6.5, 7 feet long. I'm gonna be able to propel with what's called the atlatl, so it's gonna be an extension of my arm. And just the whole art of making the tools and everything adds a layer of connection to the land. Yeah, so today I felt pretty good. I've got a shelter, and I've got a fire, and I've got hunting tools started. I don't know where Ed's at right now, but I got a good head start. So, yeah, we'll see what tomorrow offers.
I do not want to fall. I'm in the mouth of the cave. I'm hungry, I have to admit. And I certainly feel shattered now. I've only got a couple of days at the beginning of this challenge in order to reap the benefits of this bountiful valley. Therefore, there is no option. Tomorrow, I have to go full predator. We're going to kill some animals and eat some food. Some animals to eat. Oh. Okay, I've come back to the snare and I'm afraid nothing has been caught. Today's strategy is to go full predator. Catch as many animals as I can, harvest as much forageable food as I can. More wild rhubarb than I've ever seen before. As soon as I leave this mountain range, I leave everything that can help sustain me. I go into the steppe, which is barren, and then the dunes, which are even more barren. The pressure is on to find the resources that I need in order to complete this mission.
It's only day 2. Hopefully today they'll spend time just getting their resources together before they push out on the steppe. Those sand dunes are just going to be absolute hell for the 2 of them. If they haven't got their resources ready, this could be seriously dangerous for the pair of them.
I'm just looking out for burrows, specifically marmot burrows. A marmot is the biggest rodent around here that I can realistically look to be catching. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. No, it's a marmot hole. Okay, all I need to do now is just block up all of the entrance apart from one hole just big enough for a marmot to get out of, put the snare in place, and another trap set. One or more of these traps has to be successful today. I can't afford to stay in the mountains. There's a race to be won.
The plan now is to keep heading for the dunes, see what happens. Looks like this canyon's starting to run out of water soon. I got the snow right here. This might actually be a solution to carrying water for a little bit. This could be a game changer right here. Oh, yeah. This is a lot of weight, but you think about it, this weight, this is pure water. So I'm basically essentially packing this giant water bottle. Everybody needs an ice purse when they cross the Gobi. All right, rock and roll. And I'd like to get a view of the route before I open up into the flats. It looks like right up through here, I can get a perch up on that knoll there. I need to pay attention because this rock is super loose in here. Try to keep all my hands equalized. Yeah, it's a little loose up here. Gotta watch the footing for sure. This is the view I needed. That's some big land out there. Makes it more daunting to actually see the route. I think the best thing to do right now is I have a block of ice, so I've got water. Just make a bolt for it and keep going until that water runs out.